Alright, so since I'm on a roll, I'm gonna do this again for y'all, and I'm gonna give you the numbers again. All I ask, share the fucking content, please. So, I mentioned, between the churches, the elites, and the corporations, they do not pay any taxes. We are the only ones fitting the bill. Out of all four, if you put us into that category, out of all four, we are the only ones working for a fucking living. So how is it that we do not have a tax-free incentive? And that is the goal here. How do we create this, and how do we make this happen, and what will be the benefits of it? Well, for one, we're going to end fucking poverty and homelessness in America once and for all. And most importantly, it is an investment in your children's future. We're going to go with 42 million. Why 42 million? Because 42 million is a very significant number for two reasons. Because for one, 42 million is pretty much the African-American population in the United States, which so happens to be one of the most impoverished communities in the United States. However, the black community has a spending power of $2 trillion a year as consumers. Had they had their own country, they would have the 13th richest economy on the planet. That is very significant. I need you to really look into that. Like, stop and think about what I just finished saying to you. So, on average, every 42 million of us, this is why this number is so significant, because for every 42 million of us on a population of 350 million people, we are averaging between $2 to $4 trillion in spending power as consumers. That explains why in 2024 we spent 19 trillion as consumers. In 2025 we spent 21 trillion as consumers, and here we are in 2026 on track to spend $22 trillion. Let me break that down for you real quick. Let me slow down. So in 2024 we spent 19 trillion. 2025 we spent 21 trillion. It went up by $2 trillion, right? So this number, this 2 trillion, has come up on a number of occasions, right? They wanted to fund this, they wanted to fund that, the war, so on and so forth. That 2 trillion just keeps coming up for some reason. To break this down to you, we have roughly about 165 million taxpayers in this country. That's roughly about $9,200 for each taxpayer right now. So the idea that I've been trying to share with you, and what all this means for you, the viewer, is that if we were to create, again, why are we the only ones without a fucking tax incentive, right? How do we create a tax-free incentive for ourselves and end poverty in this country? Well, if we were to do that, the way it would work is, for example, let's take 150 million people because the country is divided. 42 million goes into that 150 million 3.5 times. So let's just round that off roughly to about $7 trillion. So again, for every 42 million of us, we spent between $2 to $4 trillion. Let's just round it off to 7, right? 3.5 times 2, right? And the way that looks is like this. If you take that $7 trillion and divide that evenly amongst the 150 million people, that is roughly $46,666. If you divide that 7 trillion evenly amongst a population of 350 million, you're looking at 20K even. So the idea here that I've been sharing with you is that, kind of like what Bernie's saying about taxing the rich, we can generate $4.4 trillion from taxing the rich. The difference is that that money is not going to come directly into our pockets. So I am saying is we can do $3 to $6 trillion for ourselves and put the money directly into the hands of the people. So to be reasonable and say, okay, this idea, this project is not going to generate $7 trillion. Let's be for real. All right, so let's go with $3.5 trillion instead, right? So now we're cutting the 7. I'm automatically going 50% with y'all here. Meet me halfway, right? Meet me halfway. That only means that 46 trillion or $46,666 comes down to 23. The 20K comes down to 10. Again, I've been saying this for 2 years. We can generate anywhere between $3 to $6 trillion through this project. Granted, of course, outside contributions and donors or whatever the case may be, but we can do 10 to 20K tax-free for ourselves. Now, how the hell do you make it tax-free? Well, a nationwide coalition of sorts that would allow us to spread the wealth amongst ourselves, and we can generate a secondary income tax-free. Why? Because we could write this shit off as loans and donations, even gifts. Payments are automatic, so we need a software developer and an economist to crunch up the numbers, to set the algorithm and everything to make to offset the payments. and to make this profitable for everyone so that you can see your monies grow from day to day. From day to day. Automatic payments, and we are required to fund people directly. So when I go in to fund the app, I got to pick a name or various names, however I feel about it, but we're all participating and working simultaneously with this app side by side. Millions of us doing this at the same time, we end poverty instantly. We will not recognize this country in a year. 10 to 20K, tax-free. I do the research. The math doesn't fucking lie. We got more than enough to go around. And I've been saying it over and over again. We created these people. We made them rich. I don't understand why we're fighting for a higher federal minimum wage just to get into a higher tax bracket. Why are we breaking ourselves here fighting to tax the fucking rich? You know how long that shit's gonna take? We probably won't even live to see that shit. We have solutions, we have ideas, we have ways of doing things, we have the numbers, we have the resources, we can make this shit happen. We go through with this process, we will never, and I've always said it too, all of these fucking programs that these people create, we need to stop allowing them to do that. Stop allowing them to create social safety networks for us because they are just tapping into the resources and robbing us fucking blind. We never needed the SNAP program, people. AOC just fucking said that shit too, man. They keep us dependent of this shit because they keep us impoverished. It's through the process of poverty that they are getting away with all the shit that they are doing. And this is why our communities look the way that they do. This is why our educational systems look the way that, function the way they function. We need to create for ourselves. We need to stop being so submissive and allowing these people to make all the decisions. As it is, they micromanage every minute of our lives and every fucking penny we make. It's time we change that shit. We need to head in a different direction. We're repeating history all over again, and it's an injustice to our fucking children. This right here, this opportunity we go through with this gives you an opportunity to now invest your monies in other areas, IRAs, mutual funds, and trust funds, and so forth. Therefore, now you have created your own retirement. You don't need the Social Security system either. So fuck the SNAP program, fuck Social Security, fuck taxing the rich, and fuck raising the federal minimum wage, y'all. This is frustrating, man. It truly is. And this is an investment in your children's future. Make no mistake, everything that we have right now and what we are fighting for, we've already done in the past. It's been done over and over again, and it's not getting us anywhere. We're asking for the fucking crumbs we already had. And we're going to pass this shit down to our kids just like our parents handed it down to us. We need to create for ourselves. They need us. We don't need them. If we were to shut this bitch down, ain't nothing fucking moving. Ain't nobody making no money. Fucking nobody eats. But that's an extreme, right? We're not gonna do that, of course. I think we would have did it by now. There's so much shit out there. We got way too many reasons as to why we should have did that already, and we're way over fucking due. I'm not gonna get into all that because it's not the point. I'm trying to be here reasonable with y'all, man, and I need y'all to really lock the fuck in, do your research like I've been asking, spread the word. Let's get the word out there, and let's make this shit happen. Our senior citizens need us. Our fucking veterans need us. I've been saying this shit for 2 years, and I wanted to quit a million times over. I took a whole app I had already, another account I had with like 3,500 fucking followers. I just deleted that shit because it was a bunch of fucking dead weight. Bunch of fucking nobodies on it. I'm sharing shit just to fuck up my whole algorithm. Alright, man. Y'all do with this what y'all will, man.